announcement. We are open to have private sessions. I am opening new dates on my schedule. We have a brand new automated booking system. No more long waits for confirming the booking. That's right, everyone. Automated booking system is here. Go to andrewbartzis.com and look forward to seeing you in a private session. Welcome, everyone. I flubbed the entry. Welcome, everyone, to another adventure into reality with me, your galactic historian. Today is a live call-in show. Let everybody know, please give us a respect if you've called in the last month. Wait until a month before you call in again. We'd encourage everybody to go down and smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you would please share all three of those, helps us tremendous on the YouTube and Rumble algorithm of getting our show far more advanced behind the shadow band that it has. All right, Joel, let's spin up that wheel of callers and see who the universe presents us.
All righty. Let's go ahead and bring on Jonah. You're on the air.
Jonah, are you there?
All right.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
Near Seattle, Washington.
Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
If I could, I was curious about asking about careers for myself or lifestyles would be good, or anything else
Sure.
that you think would be good for me to know. Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead.
So I guess I'm looking at what careers to follow and maybe what things I'd feel more passionate about, or, you know, what I'd be suited to do, what type of lifestyle. I feel like I can be fairly alternative in some ways, but I'm not sure, you know, with what's going to come in the future and what to prepare for and etc.
Just tell me a little bit about yourself so I can tune in.
Okay. I'm doing some landscaping currently, and I'm doing a little bit of arts as well, a little bit of painting. Not too sure. I'm just turned 40. I'm about to turn 41. And
what kind of careers have you done? What kind of careers have you done in the past?
Not a lot. Just like official work, I haven't done a whole lot of. A little bit of what's it called? The Washington State Parks. I did park aid for a little bit, and then also just bagger, courtesy clerk, bagger and Safeway groceries type stuff. And I traveled and did some other stuff. And
like what?
Nothing for job really, just kind of surviving, I guess, living.
And what did you do to survive?
Well, stayed with family often, and then maybe did a little bit of volunteering. I don't even know. I traveled a bit. I lived in India and Nepal for a little bit.
Did you have long spans where you didn't have a job?
Probably, yeah, years.
And during that long spans of no job, what would you try to do for yourself?
You mean career-wise or to earn money or anything like that? I don't know. Nothing that I can think of.
You have classic failure to launch syndrome. And what that means is it's going to be very tough for you to make anything work because you've given yourself the easy path far too often. And what is left for you are two forks in the road. Each fork represents a harder option than anything that you've had before. The first fork in the road is to go and actually go back to some form of education. Doesn't matter if it's college or trade school or something in between, which is
Sure.
going to be a challenge for you to rail yourself in and actually passing doing work and not giving up. The second option is going to be going and getting between 1 and 2 jobs to build up money so that you can start a business if that's even potentially possible for you. And then the third and the fourth options are the classic options of, are you going to be realized in your spirituality and be able to integrate that into any type of business that you're going to doing? And that final fourth option is, are you going to recognize the previous parts of your life that have given you unique skills in which you can do something that will bring positive growth to you? Not all of them have career paths in them, only a handful do. And I'm talking in generalities now.
Hmm.
Because of the journey of making it easy, what is ahead of you is the hard road, the bumpy road, the road of commitment and discipline to commitment.
Hmm.
You committed a long time to not having a job and having others help you. What that means is you have to help yourself now. And you're at a stage where you're doing physical labor at age 40.
Hmm.
I take it you don't like doing it.
Um, yeah, some days it can be a lot. We just did a lot of mowing today, all day.
Okay. What else can you do?
I think I've got some teacher archetype or energy. I can do arts, fine arts, a lot of visual, and whatever other creative things I tend to be able to do.
Okay.
I,
Do you
I
have
just
a,
don't
do you
think
have
they,
a, port, do you have a portfolio of stuff?
yeah, I have a bunch of notebooks filled with stuff, and I've taken some
That's not
pictures.
that's not a portfolio. That's a bunch of notebooks full of stuff.
Hmm.
You don't have a professional version of a resume in an artistic package. That's a portfolio.
No, I haven't put that together yet. Or
In
what
your
else?
notebooks, what's the type of art that's in there?
A lot of watercolors recently. I think they're pretty good. I can. I actually could show you some if you're interested.
Not just yet. Um, is it mostly watercolors, or is there other styles in it?
There's mostly watercolors. A while ago, I mean, I do have collages, and yeah, I do have collages and some other
So
medium too. So,
this would be represent the fourth fork in the road that I told you about, which
hmm.
is looking back at all your previous things that you've done, which in your case is your artwork, and seeing what is immediately convertible to a sellable state. Because it's in notebooks, most of it's not going to be in a sellable state. It's
Right.
not going to be able to be frame mounted and gone into a consignment shop or attempt to sell it in an online shop or some other type of environment. Okay?
Yeah, yeah. I think good pictures could be taken of them, but yeah.
It wouldn't matter though. It's not
Mhm.
going to be artist quality rendition, even with a high megapixel picture.
Hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
How good are you at recreating an art piece? Taking something in your notebook
Right.
and blowing it up to being mountable size, like on a 30 by 30 canvas.
30 by 30. I believe I could do that. It'd be very different. I've
Something
done
big,
one large mural.
something bigger than a notebook. 30 by 30 is still big.
Uh huh.
Okay.
Oh, inches, you're saying 30 by
Yeah.
30 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that.
How good are you at doing it though?
Um, Fairly good. I don't know how to assess that.
Okay. Well, that was your first attempt.
Uh-huh.
There's your first things. So you're going to go through your notebooks and pick out 2 or 3, the easiest ones you think you're going to be able to do.
Okay.
Okay. And what you can go and do is take a good picture. It would be a really good idea for you to buy an overhead projector.
Okay.
Have you ever worked with an overhead projector before?
I've seen them. Yeah, and my dad, we did a mural where he did something like that.
Okay, same concept. You project, you take your image, and you draw. You try to do the most accurate form of drawing so that your paint on top of it covers up your drawing, unless you want your drawing features to show through.
Right.
Now, you're going to be doing watercolor mostly. This would be a time for you to expand your skill set, learn oil, learn pastel, and learn airbrushing.
Okay.
Have you ever airbrushed before?
I don't believe so. I have done oil and pastel, but I don't believe I've done airbrushing yet.
You can go to Harbor Freight and pick up an airbrush compressor and an airbrush needle. The compressor's $40. The needle's $20. Yes, they're cheap, but you don't have to start with a $300 investment. The vast majority of anything you're going to be spending on airbrushing is paint, is the colors, right? The rest is technique, and the difference in needle doesn't make that much when you're already starting off with an advanced drawing on something that's done from an overhead projector, because so much of it is coloring and tinting.
Okay.
Something that was a watercolor will come natural for you. You're going to just have to learn a different form of paint. Okay?
Sure.
So pick one of them to be watercolor. Oh, you're just recreating the same watercolor with the appropriate, matte or whatever you're going to put it on, and then try something in oil or pastels and something in an airbrush or a hybrid oil pastel airbrush.
Okay.
And then start building a portfolio from that. Once you get around 15 to 18 paintings, you're going to have to rate those. What are my Class A paintings? What are my Class Bs? And what are my somewhat garbage? All of those are still sellable, believe it or not.
Okay.
And here's where you can start going to local craft fairs, weekend craft fairs, and there are craft fairs absolutely everywhere. Now, that model is still going to require you to work.
Yeah.
You're still going to have to do your whatever your menial trade your job's going to be, but it's going to give you that journey of 1 year of going from, okay, I haven't had a portfolio to I have a portfolio. Okay. Your next option is to give up on the hand paint side and learn digital art. And that would mean like going to school for a 3D animation class or 3D art class. Not necessarily drafting or anything, like an actual digital art class and learning the digital arts. Okay. Now, all of these are going to be harder than they've ever done for you before. And I reiterate that over and over again. Because of the easy way, you have the hard way ahead of you. And here's where spirituality is going to have to be an intricate and implicate part of your journey. And that's about faith and confidence. Faith that you can endure, confidence that you can commit, and all of those things combined so that you hold yourself accountable to moving forward. If you don't create mechanisms of holding yourself accountable to moving forward, you will just find yourself doing a handful and going back and doing nothing for weeks and months at a time. And you got to put a rate on yourself. You need to complete 2 paintings per month added to the portfolio. Of those 2 paintings, if you could do more, great. One has to be in the A quality or within the highest quality, and you can accept one in the B quality or a C quality. Okay. Now, there are other options for you. I don't really see them being things that are going to excite you. Right now, your main dopamine release is getting from art.
Yeah. I mean, I can do handy type
dopamine releases from.
Yeah. Sorry if it cut for a moment.
You're not going to get dopamine releases from it. You're not going to get the joy and happiness out of it. Right. Unless you want to pick something brand new and keep art on the side. And that's that other part of the thing I said, go back to school for learning something brand new. And what would that be?
That I'm not too sure. I mean, I've just thought of practical, handy stuff like electrician or plumber, or maybe boat builder, or I don't know. I do have a lot of heart for doing humanitarian type stuff, but I think it has to be awakening for people. I don't know. I mean, this might seem scattered. Also, plant medicines seem good, but that's a whole journey that some people are on or some people aren't. I don't know, doing ceremony or something like that for people.
Have you ever done it really in the past?
I have.
Tell me what you've done.
I was involved in the Native American church for probably a dozen TP meetings with kind of a local tribe when I called on one of the elders, who's now passed away, he said, okay, talked for a bit and said, okay, I'm going to do this. This is just recently opened up to non-native peoples. You can come, So I've done that. Wachuma mushrooms. Yeah.
Are you still in the group?
Not exactly. I don't. They're there and they're doing their thing, but I'm not. I don't feel totally comfortable there.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, I get the sense that some of the people aren't comfortable with me, and I guess there's like I'm an outsider as a lighter skinned person, maybe.
Sure, but you're also judged. Are you a person that's going to come for 10 sessions and go, or are you going to be a person that's going to stick around a year or two?
Mm-hmm.
That's more of the judgment than it is if you're white or not. A lot of people come in and they promise the world, and 10 weeks later they're gone. 4 weeks later they're gone. They're not actually quitting.
Right.
But that's still part of your pattern of doing something for a while and then basically quitting on it. No matter what the reason is, you still quit on it. And that's a pattern, an ingrained pattern in you.
Okay.
The slightest reason is enough for you to quit on. Justification to quit.
Okay.
Okay? Because you can always say to yourself, part of your excuse is, I'll find something else to do.
Right.
And you do. And then quit on that. And you'll say again, I'll find something else to do. And you'll quit on that. And as I said, that's a multi-year pattern. And breaking that pattern is going to be challenging for you.
Okay.
That's why I do know in the energy, the fields that I'm reading from you, you will get dopamine released from art. But what I also know is you won't challenge yourself in the art field because of the body's tiredness. You're going to begin to use as an excuse to not paint. Okay?
Okay.
And it won't matter what job you're doing, landscaping or working at an office, the same thing will happen.
Okay.
I'm too tired to do it. And when you get home from work, how tired are you?
Kind of depends on the day, but often it's a full day of doing whatever we do, and I feel
so a day of cutting grass today. Are you going to come home from work, have dinner, clean up, and go in front of a mural, a painting, and start painting with the right attitude?
I could. I believe.
How long do you think that it will really last before you quit on it?
Yeah, well, without any kind of other structure, or I guess I was trying to have the assurance that I'm going the right way, but maybe it's just do things and learn.
You just have to accomplish as many small victories moving forward to break the big habit pattern of quitting. Okay?
Okay.
You have to break that bigger habit pattern. That's when you'll realize how good you are at certain things, and the dopamine releases from getting a good painting will outdo 200 other projects. One dopamine release can feed you for a year. It can set you on the path of quitting. Follow through, disciplined, confident. Every time you set up the easel or you pull out the paints, there's this energetic buildup inside you that acts like a dynamo of energy flowing through you, even if it's a shitty piece.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
Okay, even in the end, somebody will art's to the subject, to the subjective to the observer.
Sure.
Your shitty piece will still sell for $12. Okay?
Right.
At a craft fair, okay?
Right.
Or $18. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I did have another, I don't know if you want to move on. I did have a question that might be more interesting in general for people about, it seems that there's the multiverse universe is infinite in all its scales. I don't see what you see, where you see different layers of it, like past, present, future, or parallel. It seems like there's a lot of infinite parallel Earths, if I understand, like Bashar, his channeling a little bit. But it seems like there's things that are very, very probable in the future, but we always have to stay in the present because that's when things unfold. But I am curious, like one thing that I've heard, that a friend thinks that there's a much larger pandemic that's very likely to come through. And then just knowledge of the system, it seems like we have a good idea of how it might fall apart or how things might go down. I guess maybe I'm a little bit concerned about crises type scenarios.
So separate of crisis, I'm going to talk about multi-existence perceptions.
Mm-hmm.
When you accept the journey of detoxifying from Roman numeral time and the journey of inner validation and acceptance of multiversal time, you realize that is our observations of those moments and multiple moments simultaneously existing, each with a separate experience, not competing with each other, that all those probabilities can come to a greater view of infinite probabilities or infinite potentials. Now, are there infinite Earths? In a scientifically textbook, non-spiritual way, yes. But spirituality does not need infinitude of places to create expression because of the volume of individual beings in each unique expression. So for our general experience, there are about 60 Earths, which make up a roughly 10 to 80 billion living on each one. And that 60 Earths is more than enough for the infinite potentials to have enough room of experience without creating lines of global annihilation and universal nothingness and nihilism, and as nothingness as inexperience. Life is meant to grow here, and it's pointed to grow here. So many of the side realities and sub-realities that have different frequencies of time are for certain types of souls to go and experience a very narrow band of the infinite potential that's leading to some grander concept of evolution for the human skin suit. Now, when it comes to the pandemic, could there be another pandemic? Sure. But it will be nowhere near as impactful as what we just had. It'll be another failure of government. Even if we have, I'm risking getting the channel shut down here. Even if we have 10 times the amount of deaths that they said last time, which isn't real, it will still be nothing compared to the 1917 flu. Okay? It will do damage to the economy, and it'll be the politics that amplify it to be even worse. So no matter what happens, it will be the politics and global corruption that makes it spread. But politics and corruption knows this. And if we know that too, there are things that we can do in our individual life to de-weaponize this corrupt information coming to us. I do not believe there's going to be large-scale disasters, and I've said that since the very beginning of me coming out. Okay? Minor disasters here and there, earthquakes here and there, things like that. I mean, even the tsunami in 2004 or the 2011 earthquake and nuclear meltdown at Fukushima. Okay? There are forces at work here to make sure large, grand-scale destructions don't happen, because that's the repeating of the past. And this individual journey awakening we all have cannot have global destruction as part of the grand awakening. It will only repeat the negative's grander purpose. And remember, their grand purpose is depopulation and global destruction to remake it in their image. And the opposite of that is not global destruction and not allowed to remake it in somebody else's image, but your own individual awakening image. That's pure spiritual sovereignty, and that's what the event and awakening is meant to be, an individual experience for each person. We might collectively share during an era of history, but that does not mean everyone will evolve at the same time.
Yeah. It's very hard to understand, like in the awakening journey. I mean, this might be what you're talking about, like kind of too much information on certain channels, but it seems like people get open, but they also go down conspiracy rabbit holes,
and that's the weaponization of information, and the weaponization of information is overload them. And as soon as they're overloaded, they're looking at the darkness and looking at the darkness, and eventually you look at the darkness long enough, it looks back at you and takes over your reality. All right, brother, I gotta let you go. I've got some other callers that are waiting.
Sure. Thanks for that. I feel good and roasted. So thank
Take it
you.
easy.
Yeah.
All right, Joel, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who's next.
All right. So we've got Nicole on board.
Nicole, are you there?
Hi, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, where are you calling from?
I'm from Texas.
Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
I'm experiencing an extreme energetic revival. You know, I'm telling you, I'm sorry. I know I'm going to sound crazy. I'm in an energetic hospital. I know that I'm being saved. I know that I'm being like astral surgeries are getting performed on me by high level aliens all the time. Like it's very intense. I'm very scared, but not that scared. Like it's a weird form of fear that I don't have the emotion, like the word to describe. I'm just going through it, and I'm super powerful, and it scares me, and I just need someone who's smarter than me to make it make sense, so that way I can kind of calm down, because I know the answer. The answer is to calm down and let the healing process happen. I know that that's the answer, but I'm so nervous, and I don't have the right mindset.
Okay. I'm going to be very careful with the words that I use for you. I have talked about energetic hospitals for a very long time. You are full of energy right now, and you are misusing this energy. I want you to hear before you say any other words, because right away, as soon as you start going, you didn't even hear me trying to interrupt you and interrupt you and interrupt you. You're not processing this energy that's coming into you. You are full of energy, which has given you the idea that you're full of all of this brand new expression, but you are not reinvesting it into the journey that the psychic surgeons are trying to do on you right now. Okay? And as short of an answer possible, when did this start for you?
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I need to think about that to give you an answer.
Okay.
So I think this started on the Lunar New Year this year.
No, it didn't. It started 4 years ago on you. Where were you 4 years ago?
I was serving on the COVID mission. I'm a veteran. I was in the National Guard. I was in a hotel because I was serving on a COVID mission, so they put the soldiers up in hotel rooms.
Slow down, stop. Okay. That is where you split timelines. Okay. You were split into 4 separate timelines. One of the COVID timelines had a much more disastrous effect to the government, where it was exposed to what the reality was, and a whole bunch of major companies got taken down. And in that particular timeline, you are one of the testimonial whistleblowers. And another timeline, the corruption in the COVID part got so bad that they shut it down and tried to cover everything up. And in the covering everything up, it set off a shitstorm of other world politicians all trying to out everyone else. And it created a big separation in the G20 where everyone stopped distrusting everyone. And on the timeline that you're on now, you got stuck with all of this excess energy. This energy from these other timelines are bleeding over onto you. And what ended up happening is the off-worlders that understood what was going on with a lot of the COVID workers in different eras of time, they brought them to Venus, which is where is basically the galactic hospital of our part of the galaxy. It's like the top hospital in the galaxy. And they're treating you remotely from there. So there's a actual physical aspect of you there that's going through physical surgeries, energetic surgeries, DNA surgeries, sound-based surgeries, and timeline therapy. And each time one of these things get done to you, there's a trickle-down effect of what happens and changes here to your physical life. Are you in a relationship now?
No.
Last time you were in a relationship?
A proper, honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to answer that, and I'm sorry, but it's been, what's the right phrase? Unacceptable for me to be in a relationship. Like, I would meet someone and they would reject me for something tiny. Like, it's been energetically blocked for me to be in relationships.
Fine, that's fine. you at some point you need to activate your sexuality, and the only way you're going to be able to do that is through confident masturbation. I mean,
I've been doing that already. I'm sorry. I got you.
it isn't working the way you think it is.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Long-term, pleasurable, long-term dopamine releases. It cannot be 30-minute sessions and done. For you, it's going to have to be the 2-hour build-up. And you're going to have a variety of toys that can overcome the, I have this other things to do. I have to do this. All those other busy things have to break and take a break to that body nourishing.
Okay.
Okay. You can figure out toys. You can figure that journey out. I will tell you, it's going to be much harder than you think. Okay.
You're right. I know.
Yourself a pattern of short-term one beer pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay. You can't have the physical one beer pleasure anymore. You need the full meal, and you need the drinks and the movie afterward. Okay. With yourself. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
no, I know you're not the first person / spirit. It wasn't a person that told me before you, but it was a spirit that told me the same thing.
Yeah, you really need to open that up because it's going to help the surgeries that are going on Venus for you.
Okay.
Now, how much awareness of the medical team working on you do you have?
I can see them, but not with my physical eyes. I know what they look like. I know what they feel like. I know what my room looks like. I know that at one point they had me in a gelatinous cube like that movie, but instead of it being acid, it was pure. They literally froze me so that way my spine could unravel because my spine had been twisted. Like, I have a very high level awareness, but it's part of what scares me because I don't have anybody to help me like rationalize and break it down.
Slow down. When you were frozen in that cube, that was them realigning your time frequency, and they were taking a line of time out of you that was poisonous to your grander creation.
Yes.
Part of timeline therapy is there are certain times, because of the nature of the technology you got exposed to, you have other timelines that you will randomly pop into that are completely opposite of your genetic makeup and your soul's higher karmic purpose. Okay.
Yeah.
Being in the cube is not a bad thing. It means they're actually trying to get a poisonous process out of you.
Yes.
Now, describe what the team looks like in the shortest words possible, please.
Tall, slender, no bones? Question mark. I don't know how to communicate that, but they don't have bones.
An like an elastic clay with no bones.
Have you seen Star Wars?
Yes.
I'm Obi-Wan, and they are the ones that are making the clones.
Okay, so
the second movie in Star Wars.
Very long, tall necks.
Very long, tall, gray skin. I'm sorry if I'm annoying you with my communication style. Very long, very skinny, no bones, very cylindrical. Their waist is a cylinder. Their arms are cylinders. Everything is a cylinder, but you're close with the word clay. I don't know if they're from Earth. I don't think they are. So I'm like,
The reason I'm having you go so slow is you have so much energy in you. You project too much, and then unfortunately may create one little tiny ounce of something that isn't there and go too far with it. And it's because you're overloaded with energy. And when you slow yourself down and control the output and then have a sexuality that's balanced and then reinvest some of this excess energy into you versus trying to describe, journeys will be different for you. All right, they're called Zenubian. They're a secondary breed of gray. They're technically a robotic species. Okay,
that makes sense.
But many things can live in them. It's just a body form that non-physical consciousness can rent or buy or use or live in. Okay, that's common. That's out there. Now, their main purpose is putting Humpty Dumptys back together again. And you're Humpty. Okay.
Yep.
Now, one of the other things that the Zenobulians do is they work with the Venusian high-level philosopher groups who look at the philosophy of your soul spread over 1 million or 2 years. And the particular philosophy of your soul has been martyrship and martyrdom for a very long time. And your grander soul is trying to break martyrship and martyrdom, which has culminated into a higher soul, giving you, the human, the challenge of teaching the soul how to stop being a martyr.
Was I Joan of Arc?
No.
Okay.
Okay? How to stop being a martyr. Right now, there is martyrship energy in you simply because you don't know what's really going on. And the grander understanding is you helped people at one point, and did that do anything? Okay? It's not about did it do anything for you. It's about what are you doing for yourself now? Taking yourself off of the grander stage with that power that you believe you have, which I believe you have too, and investing it back into the body. If you go on the journey of investing this high-powered energy to others versus mastering it to do it yourself, you will once again go down the journey of martyrship, and life will become infinitely more challenging and more challenging and more challenging for you. Does this make sense?
Yes, I'm going to repeat it back to you, if that's okay.
Yes.
I need to stop giving to others and reinvest into myself.
At the most intense levels you've ever done before. And you're going to have to take selfish as positive.
Okay.
Okay? It's okay that you're not in a relationship as long as you can master masturbation and it truly being extended long sessions where the dopamine release is big and not small. Okay?
Yeah.
Investing back into yourself is this physical body can't just work with terms like grounding anymore.
Yeah.
Okay? Can't work on terms like touching grass anymore. You will have to master skills like sun gazing with your eyes open and your eyes closed. So are you familiar with sun gazing?
No, actually.
All right, so sun gazing is generally during roughly a sundown or a sun-up time. You try to gaze at the sun with your eyes open. And in my version, I tell people not to do it with their eyes open very often, but do it with their eyes closed. And the eyelids will line up with the sun, and then the light will go through the eyes and then go back to the third eye, activate the third eye to illuminate the inside of the brain. And you let the brain fill up with as much light as possible until it's filled to the brim. And then you're going to spread it to the rest of the inside of the body until the entire inside of the body, every organ, every cell, every mitochondrial power plant has been fully recharged with sunlight. You recharge your deep inner reserves. And if you can try doing this 2 to 3 times a week, 20 to 30 minutes at a time, what you're going to discover is you have even more light and more power to absorb, to reinvest back into the body.
That's terrifying. I'm not ready for that. I'm already overwhelmed.
Yeah, but you haven't learned how to ground it into your body where it's not at the tip of your tongue. And right now, the tip of your tongue is the only way you know how to move it. Okay?
Exactly.
Okay? You're just storing it in a spot that's overloaded, and you have the rest of the body, and the body has an infinite space to store this energy. Okay? The next thing is going to be breath work. Have you done breath work before?
Some, but obviously not as intensely as I needed to.
Okay, so the next thing is you can go and start with the Wim Hof breathing. Okay? And then you can graduate into pranayama breathing. You don't need any more than that. Those 2 are more than enough to keep you occupied and mastering over the next 6 months to a year.
Okay.
The third part was going to be you are going to have to develop a system of spirituality that is based in prayer and based in reconnecting with faith. The psychic surgeons that are working on you are faith-based surgeons. Okay? And there is a breakage of faith going on in you because of the uncertainty of what's happening to you. By you finding even 1 ounce of faith returning to you, one practice that's reminding you, hey, I've got to work on faith through prayer, work on faith through ceremony, through ritual, or some other type of connective experience that acknowledges I have a faith of connective to the universe. Because once you get that universal connection, this energy that's stored up in you is going to spread out through that network and balance you tremendously.
Okay.
That's building up with this energy as a actual directive to connect to the tissues of the universe.
Okay.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yes, I'm going to repeat some of it back to you if that's okay.
Yes, please.
I'm going to develop a spirituality based off of prayer, faith, spirituality, ritual. I am connected to a higher power, the universe. I need to network and connect. Reconnect? Is that the right phrase? Reconnect.
Connect, reconnect, and learn and relearn the many ways of.
Learn and relearn.
The many ways of finding that connection. There's not one connection, there's many.
Many ways of.
One or two days of the week, it might be this connection. At the end of the month, it might be that connection. The next whole solar flare, none of them might work. You're going to need to learn a variety of ways of connecting to that tissue of the universe.
Okay.
Breathing exercise, sun gazing. Okay. Now, in your journey, have you ever done medicine?
Yes, question mark? Maybe not. What do you mean by that?
Ayahuasca, San Pedro, mushrooms?
No.
Have you ever used anything like cannabis?
No, my parents were drug addicts and felons, so I'm extremely abstinent of everything.
All right. At some point, you're going to have to figure out something that's going to relieve the anxiety building up in you.
Okay.
And the only thing that I can recommend at this particular stage with that type of belief system in you is a very limited amount of cannabis. Okay?
Yeah.
So cannabis, is it legal where you're at?
No, but honestly, I'm not going to be in Texas forever, so.
That's fine. You're going to find stuff that the cancer patients take. Very low in THC, but high in CBD. And that's the only thing you're going to use. And you're going to only use it at times when you find yourself spiritually challenged, spiritually blocked, emotionally down. So it's only 3 to 4 times a month. And if you're emotionally down or spiritually challenged more than 3 or 4 times a month, you are having a higher raise in the breakage of faith, and the psychic surgeries that they're doing on the other side are going to get more intense. Now, you're basically for the next 18 months, you're going to still be going under these psychic surgery and therapies.
Okay.
Okay. What type of work do you do?
So for right now, I spend my days delivery driving for Domino's and then going to school. I go to a trade school for IT.
Okay. What's your work week like? Hours?
I work
week? Yeah.
I work Wednesday through Sunday in the evening, and then I go to school on Mondays and Thursdays.
How much longer does the trade school last?
I graduate in March of 2025.
Okay. And you make enough money to just barely survive, or is there anything left over?
So because of election year, I'm getting reduced income streams everywhere, and it's part of my stress is figuring out how to survive again, because I was basically in upper middle class before Biden literally, made budget cuts, and I'm now scared. I'm literally scared. I'm like, I don't know. I don't have enough money for a pop tire. Like, I used to have a GI Bill of $1,400. Now it's $1,100. I used to have FAFSA grants of $1,900 every 2 months, and now it's $0. Like, I'm very, very scared.
Okay, so let me ask you a tough question. Does your school that you're going to allow you to defer time for 4 months or 6 months or one semester?
Yes.
It would be a good idea for you to take one semester off, save up some extra money. Yes, you could work extra hours, but that extra off time you can spend on developing some of those other spirituality skills that we talked about.
May I propose a compromise?
Sure.
Part of my income is being saved by the GI Bill that I'm using while I'm in college. Therefore, my mindset is, what if I take a break for 2 weeks?
Will your school allow that and allow you to do the catch up on work? And will the
Yes.
catch up kill you?
Yes, they will let me do like 2 weeks. They're very flexible because it's a trade school. They're used to working with working adults that have issues.
So that is doable, but I'm going to tell you that 2 weeks isn't really enough.
How
You can
much do
still
I need in the minimum? I'm sorry if I'm cutting you off.
a month, but I can still say you can do it. It's just the challenge of getting out of the stress and anxiety and doing these techniques an hour and a half a day, 4 days a week. It's going to be far more challenging than you think because of your stresses and anxieties. Because when you do these techniques under stress and anxiety, you're not really doing them to the fullness of the benefit. Example, getting in front of the sun. You just don't walk out, sit down, look up at the sun, and turn it on. There's a build-up to that energy, a relaxing of your inner self and allowing an inner peace to take over. Something that's foreign to you right now.
I know.
Okay?
I don't know how to survive. Like, that's part of the anxiety is I can't, quote unquote, can't, with quotations around can't.
Sure.
I currently do not know how to pause my school and survive because I'm using it to survive.
And I understand that. So the next part is, what do you do for entertainment in this situation you have yourself in? Because entertainment is a way to recharge and rejuvenate the body. Real, true entertainment.
You already know the answer is none.
Nothing. Okay? That's something you have to solve. Okay? The techniques I described are things that are going to take you, several months to really master. But solving that entertainment journey, that if you don't do that early on, this just makes it harder and harder for you to do.
Okay, so it's like I'm compounding anxiety every day that I don't do anything fun.
Not just fun, a breaking of the vicious cycle you find yourself in, and understanding breaking of the vicious cycle is a choice.
Okay.
Okay? Getting out of your head and into your body and into the joy of I am living. And thank God for these psychic surgeons doing this shit on the other side. Thank
I
you,
am
brother.
grateful for them. I'm sorry that you can't feel that right now because of my anxiety, but I am actually very grateful.
I do feel that. But it's a whole different thing when you can just wake up one morning and go, thank you guys, and have a tear in your eye. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you for your time.
I do feel that in you. So
Okay.
breaking this vicious cycle and discovering entertainment. How big is the city you're in?
I'm in Arlington, so I'm in a big city.
What time do you finish work at nights?
Like 2 a.m.
Shit.
Yeah, you've said it. I put myself in the cycle because I don't know what to do, and I'm, what's the right phrase? Not ignorant, but close. Something close to ignorant where I just don't know another way.
I call that our inner asshole. Okay? Your inner asshole's just got a high rating right now. My inner
It
asshole
has too much control.
Yes. And you got to take it back.
Okay.
What general time do you wake up in the morning after a night of work?
Some days I'm able to go to sleep quickly if I process my emotions and I meditate, and I'll wake up at 11 a.m. But if I'm not able to get my emotions under control before falling asleep, I'll wake up at 2 p.m.
And then start work at 4.
More like I'm lucky. I'm very, very lucky. I start work at 6.
Okay. So really you have time to shower, clean up, get ready, and then you only really have 3 hours left before you have to be at work.
Basically.
Huh.
Part of it, I think that you already know this, part of it is generational traumas that I have to break on top of my own personal BS.
Sure. All of these are intertwined. And that entertainment is so vital for you to have a solve early on, or a series of solves early on, because the meditation practice, the breath, and the sun gaze, all of that's going to you're going to just eventually get better and better and better at it to the point you master it enough to realize what it's actually doing for you. The entertainment side, again, it's so valuable. So here are some suggestions. You get up in the morning and emotions are going to pop up, and have something in a playlist that's stand-up comedy. The most raunchiest of shit that's going to trigger your inner self to either laugh or be a curmudgeon.
Okay.
And whenever the curmudgeon, the asshole inner self, turn this comedy shit off. You have all this other stuff to think and do. You got to tell it, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
And you got to literally tell yourself, bitch, shut the fuck up. Okay.
Okay.
And you get that morning started with some type of comedy turnover. YouTube has endless amounts of free comedy for you to listen to. Okay.
Yeah.
Start with some of the older stuff like George Carlin, Robin Williams, the stuff from the 60s, 70s, and the 80s. Start backwards and move forwards in time. Find any modern comedian that's going to make your ass laugh.
Okay.
And the next thing is driving is a big part of your job, right?
Yep.
Do you listen to music when you drive?
Yes.
What type of music do you listen to?
Have you heard of Nefx? It's a very intense rock and roll type of modern music.
So my advice for you is that driving energy enforces a critical mind state in you. Okay?
In a bad way?
Yeah, in a bad way.
Okay.
Because you're thinking about work, you're thinking about money, you're thinking about the delivery time, you're thinking. Okay? You need to be listening to stuff you haven't heard before. Going into genres of music you have no previous experience.
Is country music fine?
Country's fine. Norwegian rap, South African drum music. You got to have to big varieties it. What that will do is cause your brain to open brand new neural pathways of experience versus going down the well-worn road of the mind.
Yeah.
Okay? Think of a worldview of music. Okay?
Okay.
Japanese pop music. Okay?
Okay.
Big worldview, stuff you have no previous experience listening to. And there's endless amounts of places to go and find that music.
Okay.
Like, you're familiar with Korean K-pop?
Yeah.
Okay? That's the level of adventuring into music you're going to do while you're driving. Okay?
Okay.
Now, at the end of the month, how much net positive to net negative money are you working with? Is it a lot?
As of right now, it's nothing, quote unquote nothing, because I had medical emergencies in April that cleaned out my savings, and on top of that, like, everything happened at once. So, medical problems cleaned out my savings. I had to move. That also cleaned out my savings, like everything combined. And then, so I have debts for medical. I have a car payment. I have a travel trailer payment. I have, and all of these things are getting managed, but that's it. I'm not thriving. I'm just barely surviving. And you are correct. If I keep going, I already know it's going to get worse. And I don't know. Well, you're telling me, so I know now. But basically, it's just, and then the income streams are getting reduced from the GI Bill and then student loans. And then, yeah.
Do you have an apartment you live in, or are you in the travel trailer?
I rent out the travel trailer. I have someone else basically pay for it. And then I live with roommates out of a house. So my rent is only like $600 a month. Like, I'm as frugal as I know how to be, but obviously you already know my problem isn't what I'm doing with my money. It's my whole energy, like my whole attitude. It's wrong.
Right. I get that. So is the travel trailer worth anything if you were to sell it?
I want to sell it. I just need my tenant to get her credit score good enough to be able to buy it.
No. You're martyring yourself for somebody else now.
Okay. Help.
Fuck out.
What?
But, okay. How much is it worth?
I have to get it appraised.
What year is it?
2019.
Okay. What is it? What kind of travel trailer?
A Jayco J-Flight SLS or SLX.
And you paid what, 32 for it when you started, or 41?
It was used, so I got it for 20.
Okay. It'll be worth 16. In today's market, it might even be worth 20 depending on the damage done to it. Okay?
Okay.
You have to tell the person they got to go or buy it now. Remember what I told you about being selfish?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how.
Yes, you do. It just hurts too much to do it.
Okay.
That's I don't know how. If you don't be selfish now and allow yourself to martyr for waiting for this person, you're going to go down that path. Imagine $16,000 in your bank account 45 days from now if you sell it.
So I think I need to tell you it's on a loan, so I would need the person to come up with about 19 grand or maybe 18 grand I think I have left on it.
Okay. Or
So
those
it would not be money in my bank account. It would just be, you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense?
because you can take the cash and just make the payments on your own and keep the cash in your account.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm confused.
No, you're just not thinking selfish.
I don't know. Like, I literally don't know how. Like, you know that you argued with me, but I'm like, I literally don't understand.
I realize that's why I'm trying to help you see the other way.
Okay.
I want you to just for a second imagine you sell it and there's 19K in your account. How much is the price to pay it, monthly price on the trailer?
225.
Okay, so 19,000 divided by 225. That's like many years of payments. Okay?
Yeah.
As soon as you put the 225 a month out from that 19K, you now have a travel trailer. Okay, that you can use for yourself when it comes time to have being adventuresome, or you now have 19K in your account that you are not going to pay towards medical bills. You're going to hide that fucking money and you're going to spend something on yourself to get yourself out of this mental debt you're in.
Okay.
Okay? The mental debt is worse than the physical debt for you.
Yeah.
Okay? Now I want you to imagine that $19,000 in your account. What are the things you're going to try to pay off right away? What's your first view?
Like you said, the medical debt's what I would want to do.
No, you do not pay the medical debt off. You call the medical company and you make a deal for $75 or $125 a month. On top of that, $25, you're just going to pay that every month, and that's all that you're going to be able to do.
Okay.
Then you have your regular rent, your regular house. Clear off your credit cards. Okay.
Okay.
Pay down your credit cards, but don't pay down too much. You still want that 19 to be no less than 13 in your account.
Okay.
Okay. That allows you breathing room.
Okay.
And you got to maintain that breathing room, like when you had savings from before. Okay?
Yeah.
And then the next journey into selfishness has got to occur for you. You are going to have to invest into body work on yourself. You're going to have to invest in things that bring the body back into unison with your heart and your spirit. Have you ever done flotation tanks before?
No.
Do you know what it is?
I don't think so, but I'm imagining like the Stranger Things show.
Yes, same concept. You go inside of a room that has no sound and no light, and you're floating in 200 gallons of water that has 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt in it, and the water is the same temperature as your body. It puts you into very deep delta state sleep if you're able to ride the experience. So what that means is 1 hour in the tank is equivalent to 8 hours of deep sleep. You are not getting effective sleep.
Okay? I know.
That is so important. It's just like the entertainment. Getting effective sleep is going to allow this energy to move to other areas of your body. And all that's going on right now is you're storing too much energy in the surface of parts of your body and not storing it deep in the infinite core. Flotation tanks will help you do that. Okay?
Okay.
Do you like to swim?
Yes, question mark, I think. I'm sorry.
Do you have a pool you could go and swim at and be comfortable you could go to, even if it's like a YMCA or something?
Yes, I'm in a city. I'm sure I could find one.
Very important that water be your next energetic exercise friend. Okay?
Okay.
So that time when you get up, okay, you got a few hours, get yourself fed, or go to the pool and come back and feed yourself and clean up and go to work. Okay?
Okay.
If you can start doing one float a week, one swimming pool a week in the beginning, and then up into one float, two swims, or two floats, one swim, something like that, you are going to put yourself on a path of far deeper grounding than you've ever been on before. And this high energy in you will go deeper into your core and help you break down some of the rigid experienced energy that are your generational traumas. Okay?
Okay.
When we talked about faith connection, faith is the journey of disconnecting and healing those generational traumas. This is a recipe you're going to have to master every week you try it. And some weeks the recipe won't work, and some weeks it'll be super. But the more you try and the more variety you add to your body versus the rigid experiences you're allowing, the more life will change for you. The more the psychic surgeries going on in you in the other realms will make sense to you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, may I ask one more question, or do you need to give this time to other people?
Go ahead.
Why, over the past of my life cycles, have I been kidnapped so often?
Good question. Your soul is a martyr. Remember I said that? You're volunteering. Your soul is powerful enough to be the martyr. And the individuals that get born lifetime to lifetime are doing this to save others from a non-awakening experience. We, in the last 6 generations, as higher souls, know this awakening is coming, and that's an inevitable. And there's going to be a cutoff where those that can't make it, can't make it. And
Yeah, I can feel that.
Running rescue operations on the hardcore cases.
Yep,
That's
I know.
okay.
Fuck. Oh my god. I'm sorry I cursed.
No, don't worry. I swear all the time. You're running para rescue missions into different lifetimes for people. And that's why you're in the hospital with psychic surgeons, because you have done it so many times that you earned it. Okay? You're like a special soul coming in to rescue someone.
Well, I know I said another question and then it was done, but I think everything's connected. May I ask another one?
Yes.
I'm doing the same thing to my friend Alicia, and I don't know if she's going to make it.
She's not. Unless she does it on her own. Very similar things like I've described to you, except from her lens of growth. She doesn't have the psychic surgeons helping her. She gave up on them and blocked them all out.
Yeah, she did.
Her breakage of faith is far worse than yours.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry to bother you.
Extra time is fine with me because you are a classic, high-powered soul that others are learning from right now. Everybody's got a little nugget from you, okay? So go ahead with your question.
Do I block her? Do I love her? Like, how do I set boundaries with her when I'm so unhealed myself?
That's the journey to selfishness. Okay? And it's hard for you because you've given away and given away and given away and given away to the point you don't even know how to give to yourself.
Literally.
Everyone else's emergencies are more important than your emergencies.
Literally.
That era of you has to end.
Do I tell her goodbye? Do I ignore her? Like, I feel, my inner asshole has too much control and it comes out in my friendships, and I'm trying to have friendships and I'm trying to have love. And you already know I've built some of my friendships over saving people, and that has to change. Sure. And I've already been saving Alicia, and I have to stop. And I don't know how. I guess I'm asking you, do you know how I can tell her I have to say goodbye? Like, I kind of feel like the answer is to say goodbye. Like, I'm sensing that.
Eventually.
Okay.
Not right away. Not, bye-bye, bitch, get the fuck out of my life. That's cold and heartless.
That's unfortunately my habit, too.
You have to find a graceful exit that still validates your truth of me first.
Graceful exit, me first.
Graceful exit, me first. It's like putting on the oxygen mask in the falling airplane before you do it to others. Because if you don't put on the oxygen mask, you won't survive long enough to put it on to someone else.
Correct.
Okay?
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. It's graceful exit and me first. And that's a learned and earned journey. Okay? Like I said, don't be heartless, get the fuck out. No. It's do me first. Don't let their emergencies take over your life. Learn how to do that first. And as you get more and more strengthful and powerful and able to get those excess energies into your core, you'll be stronger to resist their power over you to save them.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Is there anything that I'm not asking that you feel is super important that I know before we end the conversation?
I'm only going to go back to sexuality.
Okay.
Now, I'll just let it be what it is. You have given yourself B- orgasms for a very long time.
Yeah.
At best, B-. And you believe them to be A+.
Yeah.
Okay? That has to change inside you.
Okay.
You not only deserve A+, your body is screaming for it.
Okay.
Don't need a relationship to get to that energy.
Okay.
There are some books out there that you can look at, such as the Montauk Chia books. Are you familiar with him?
No, but I'm writing it down.
Okay, and he writes about blissful sexuality, existence, and no-touch orgasms.
Okay, I can do this.
Every human can get to it. Okay.
Okay.
But in the beginning, you are going to need the touch orgasm. You are going to need the tools, and you're going to have to learn to use them a far more aggressive style than you do right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you live in a place with four roommates. How does that going to work? How are you going to let out the moan when you need it?
Okay, so you're communicating to get my own space.
No.
Oh,
Because
I'm sorry.
you can't afford it. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No,
Okay.
you can't afford it, can you?
So what are you communicating?
You have to figure out how to get those orgasms, even with
Okay.
other people in the room, other people in the space. Okay? Even if it means bite the fucking pillow.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Short, you're going to have to figure that journey out. And those are going to be the hard things. Just go back to the B- orgasm. Just go back to the B- orgasm.
Okay.
It ain't going to work for you anymore. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Last part of the sexuality question. So the thing is, you're going to notice bouts of dryness coming at you, and that's your body and your anxiety rejecting your sexuality. Do not do the dry rub. Make sure you get plenty of lube.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's the best I got for you right now.
Alrighty. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Good thing for you. Go back and listen to this over and over and over and over again. And there's different nuggets you're going to get. I feel, I really do. I'm helping you validate. There are psychic surgeons working on you. You do have this power in you, but you got to ground it or it's going to burn you out. You need entertainment to help recharge you. You got a change of life that's going from giving to others to giving to the self. And
Yeah.
if you can begin that mastering journey, a month, 3 months, 5 months from now, life will be so different from you.
Okay, thank you so much. I can do it.
Take it easy. Have a great day. Give us a call
right.
back in a couple months. Let us know how things are going.
Alrighty. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
All right, Joe, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
All right, we got a full room here. Daisy, you're on the air.
Daisy, are you there? Daisy. Going once, going twice. Let's move on.
Okie dokie. All right. Richard, you're on the air.
Richard, are you there? Richard, are you there?
Richard.
Let's move on to the next one.
Alrighty. Sydney, you're on the air.
Sydney, are you there? A bunch of figure we got a 20-second, 30-second delay.
Well, usually not even that. Oh, we got video.
And it's frozen.
There we go.
Hi, Sydney. Where are you calling from?
Oh my. Hi, I'm calling from Santa Barbara, California.
Welcome
Hi.
to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, I'm in kind of a pickle in my world.
Okay.
And I'm also feeling just a bit nervous because I've listened to you for the past 10 plus years, and now here you are. Here you are, and I've always resisted in calling in. And okay.
So tell me about
Okay, so the problem in my world is my business is failing. My family feels all spread out. I feel like I have no power over a lot of things, and something needs to switch. Something needs to shift in my life.
Okay. What kind of business are you running?
It started out as a honey business, and then we moved into selling hard June kombucha and mead and honey wine. And we at the end of the pandemic, we opened up a bar, and it's been an organic process ever since. We've had a lot of musical events. People come and do like singing bowls, and we have like open mic Tuesdays that happen that are become really big because people come there and are able to, express themselves, and then it's all different ways anyway. But it's not a functioning business because I don't have it all together. I've got 4 kids in this business, and my husband and I are more dreamers than realists.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you have a bar. So describe what the bar is like.
The bar is also a coffee house. So we run from it would be like we run from like 8 in the morning until 11 at night. And it's a nice space. It's there on the State Street of Santa Barbara, which is now. Mm-hmm.
How big is it, seating wise?
I think you could hold about 80 to 90 people in it, I think.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How big is the kitchen?
The brew space would be about maybe 800 or 600 square feet.
Okay.
Probably maybe even less than that, but something like that. Yeah.
And do you have a space for food?
We do have space for food. We serve other businesses food there. Mm-hmm. Pardon?
What other businesses foods?
A bakery place, an empanada place. The bakery gives us sandwiches. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You don't have your own kitchen space per se?
No, we didn't. When we initially got into it, we thought about it, but we tend to have a lot of spinning plates always going on, so we thought put that on to somebody else. But it's also been, everything's a hassle, it seems, sometimes one way or another.
All right. So does your bar area have any room left over to make your own foods?
Yeah, we could have that. Uh-huh.
All right. Is somebody in your house a good cook?
I suppose so. But no, not really.
Okay. Do anybody you know that's a good cook?
Sure. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes.
Like what type of good cook are we talking about?
She does all gluten-free, real. She loves using real foods from the farmers market. That kind of stuff, I guess.
What style does she cook in?
I don't know very much. She's just very passionate about cooking. She's studying it from. I don't really know, but she'd come across with me, come to me asking to cook at one point and wanting to do these kinds of foods, and I wanted to do that. It would be fun to do those things, but we didn't have the really the money to embark on it. Yeah.
The price of investing into food versus what it comes back, you're really only going to see a 10 to 15% increase in profit. Okay, unless you get a super item. Okay. Super item is a specialty sandwich that blows people's minds.
Right.
Okay, that you can charge $12 for, 15, and it costs you $2 to make. Okay, you got a bakery, you got good bread. You just got a couple of 1 or 2 super sandwiches that can have somewhat of a pre-prepared energy behind them, and an assemble area in front of you, even if you're just using panini machines to heat them up. Okay, there's a 10 to 15% profit increase right away. Are you basically functioning net negative now? Are you negative every month, or are you fluctuating back and forth?
Because of the debts that we've had, it's been in the negative. And
how much longer do you think you could stay open with the position that you're in now?
It feels like days. We owe a lot.
How much do you owe?
Well, let's probably around 20 around 20,000.
Okay, that's not that bad. How much is your rent? No, really, it is. Most restaurant bars are 100 to 150 grand in debt.
Okay. Our rent is around 8,000. Yeah.
And how long is the lease?
And the lease is, I believe, another 3 years.
All right. Is there any kind of out clause in it?
Yep. I mean, there's always something that we can do to leave.
Okay. All right. In your brew side, are you bottling your own?
Yes.
Have you been able to bring your stuff to other retailers?
Yes, but not as successfully. You really have to be good at marketing, and you got to be on it. And
right. Do you have a website that allows you to ship?
We haven't been very good at that, I think.
Do you have? I couldn't hear you. Broke up. Do you have a website that allows you to ship alcohol?
Yes, we do.
What kind of sales are you getting on your website?
We've been terrible at
okay. Now here's a suggestion.
We also ship.
You have a regular crowd.
Yeah.
Here's a suggestion. You have a regular crowd that comes in as loyal.
Yes, we do. It's
all right. You're going to make a special offer to them. Okay.
Okay.
I take it you have a decent amount of your own stuff stocked up in between cycles of brewing. Are you there? Hello? Joel, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, it must be a connection.
It must be a connection.
Right.
Let's see if she comes back. I'll just finish saying what I'm saying if she ends up listening. She doesn't have a lot of choices ahead of her. She's got to use her brew side to make money. Food is only going to just extend the current amount of money. She's going to basically make multiple brew sessions and sell stuff at a reduced rate because the biggest amount of money she can make is on her brew. Okay? specialty to all the existing people, and then ultimately she doesn't have a choice to stay in business without us. There you are. Can you hear me now? I can't hear you. Is she muted?
Nope.
Nope. Yeah, we can't hear you, darling. Hello.
If you can hear us, make sure you're close to a Wi-Fi router, or play with your settings or whatever device you're using as far as internet connection. Yeah, definitely leave video off. That'll make it slower. Yeah,
I'll just finish saying what I'm saying. Because she might be able to go back and listen to this. So, darling, you don't have a lot of options, and you got to make as much money as you can short term. That means you're going to make specialty brews, and hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I heard specialty brews. You're good.
Yes. So you don't have a lot of options. You need fast money fast right away. Okay? You cannot let yourself go longer than $50,000 in debt. Okay? Because that'll be something that'll be difficult for you to repay. So you brew a certain amount and offer at a reduced rate to your loyal customers. Okay? Specialty brews in which that'll be limited edition, blah, 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 whatever it is that you want to call it. Okay? That's the best, fastest way for you to make money off of the time and investment that you're putting in. Okay? If you are unable to get retail sales in any other place, for whatever reason that's blocking you, you have to shut the business down. Are you hearing me? Yeah, she's gone again. Yeah, gone. Essentially, your choice is to shut the business down, but before you do, you brew as much as you can brew and sell that stuff at a reduced rate, because that's your best markup is going to be in selling brew. Okay? And the other choice is get yourself out of there and be able to save all the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you're back now. So what I said before is you're going to have to make a specialty batch of brews and sell them at a reduced rate to the customers, because that'll be your fastest cash grab. And then you have to figure out your exit plan from there. You need to exit with as many of the liquor license in tow, because that liquor license is worth liquid cash, quite literally. Okay? That equipment you do not get rid of. You got to take it with you. And you're going to want to reset it up somewhere else, and brew license in the background to start selling to retailers. That's really the only way you're going to get yourself out of debt, unless you want to sell the stuff. But used equipment has nowhere near the value of what you paid for it.
Right. Okay.
So you talk to your loyal customers, and you find out if anybody wants a special brew batch. Buy 2 cases. What would be the normal price? Give them 20% off. I mean, what markup do you have on the brew?
I don't know what you mean by markup on the brew.
It cost you $1 and you charge $7 for it. That's the markup.
Gotcha.
Okay. That's the way to make. That's the way to make as much money back as possible. Okay. If you have enough loyal customers, and you start brewing every night or every other night for the loyal customers, you can make 20 grand in 2 weeks.
Okay.
You're selling 2, 4, 10 cases at a time. Okay? And then you got to figure out your exit plan. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay? Don't give up. But understand, you got to have a plan B if you can't make the turnaround that you need.
Yes.
Okay. How much in your savings do you have left?
We've got nothing.
How are you going to live?
We have had my husband's mother's support.
Okay. Is it supporting you enough to just survive, or is it keeping you in business?
It's supported us enough to survive and keep us in business, but now because the business isn't going up, it's only seemed to be eaten up by the debt.
Right.
She's not supporting us anymore.
Yeah. You've reached the spin out cycle.
Right. Yeah.
Exit plan. And part of that exit plan is brew baby brew. Brew baby
yes.
brew.
Okay.
Shit.
Yes. Okay.
And loyal customers will help you.
Okay.
If you put up or give an email or give a notice, we're going to be going out of business. We're going to be doing our last batch of brews. It would really help us out if anybody pre-ordered this, or this.
Yeah.
And then ask for donations. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You'd be surprised what loyal customers will do.
Okay.
But you got to have an exit plan. You need to keep that equipment. Okay.
Okay. A fellow is interested in investing in what we have, but he would take over a lot of the control. That's one of his requests, and
sure.
he won't tell us the business proposal until about a month from now. But that's a little too far out. But that's a possibility too.
No, it isn't a possibility.
Right.
Okay. Your other option is you contact him and go, do you have the money or not? Right. And if he goes, I don't have an answer for you, then say, I'm closing the business down and I need to be out in a certain amount of time with whatever my clause in my lease is going to be. Okay. And then he can make offers to you based off of that, because you're forcing him to make a position of choice.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Then the next part here is, I'm going to be blunt. If you can pay off the debt
go for it
and find work again, you won't have to file bankruptcy.
Okay.
Okay.
And find work again.
What would you do for work, and what would your husband do for work if you guys left?
He'd become a beekeeper again. That's one thing. We've got the tools for it.
Okay. How long before that would make money?
That could make money. We could start making. Well, it's in operation right now. We still have it going on. So, we've got $16,000 worth of honey right there in the mountains we just found for their hives. So it's there.
Then you're able to make a quick transition. What might be a good idea for you is decide to be open for another 45 days. Yes, that's another month's rent, etc. But don't open up at 6 o'clock in the morning anymore. Okay, so cut your hours down. Maybe reopen at noon or even later, so you have the lunch rush. Okay, so you cut off the morning shifts. That gives you humans as rest and recovery time. Okay, and far less, and it cuts down your employee costs too.
Yes, that'd be huge.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, changing your hours of business. You are a bar. You are in an area. You don't have to be open for lunch. That's just good money to think. You could reopen from 4 to 11, right?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is there a radio on in the background? Can you turn that off?
No. I think it's somebody's blower. That's California.
Okay.
For you.
It's an echo coming through.
Can you not? Okay.
Yeah, it's gone now. All right. So cutting your employee shifts down. Okay. It's a great way to save money right away, isn't it?
Okay.
You cut your payroll in half. That's a much longer time of existence for you. Those are the tough cuts you got to make. Okay?
Here. Hello?
I'm
Hello?
here. I'm sorry about that.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can.
Yeah, those are the tough cuts you got to make, darling. Okay?
Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much. This is very helpful.
I
Thank
know.
you, Andrew.
Take it easy. Have a great day. It's great talking to you.
All right. You too. Thank you. Bye.
All right, Joe, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
All righty. Let's give Richard another try.
Richard, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, where are you calling from?
Near Fox Lake, Illinois.
Fox Lake, Illinois. Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
Thanks. Thanks for taking my call. I've been enjoying these ecstatic energies flowing through me for a while and healing myself, and have a lot of creative things I want to do and seem to be kind of spread all over the place. And I'm wondering if you can help me understand what's going on.
Sure. Tell me about what's going on.
Sometimes I feel like I can open up and extend these energies out and in from all the way out around the earth and through me, and I have some inventions I want to make, some things I want to write, put out. I'm wondering if this woman, about one woman who I thought I was attached to, somehow, if that could be true. Do these energies have anything to do with extraterrestrials, inner Earth beings? I don't know.
Tell me about the invention ideas you have.
Human-powered vehicles, different kind of bikes. As one thing. Well, that's the main thing that comes to mind right now.
Have you ever made one before?
Yeah.
How many have you made?
Well, a long time ago, I used to make them in the garage with my brother, on the weekends. I made about 3 or 4 at the time, different kinds, learned, oh yeah, and then several years ago made another one in a machine shop, but it wasn't viable. I had to change the design. I talked to a guy who has a trike shop, and but he's not interested yet.
How much of your own equipment do you have?
Everything, most of the things I need to make it.
What don't you have that's vital?
Maybe a mill and lathe.
Which is not very expensive.
A few thousand, probably.
Okay. So you could buy pre-existing frames and then kit out the rest, right?
Yeah, I have those things. That's not really a problem. I was wondering more on the energy side, what's going on. But are you saying that you think I ought to make do the invention thing first, huh? As far as priorities?
No, I'm just trying to understand the creative forces that are flowing through you and how they ground into your karmic journey.
I also have free energy devices too. I've been studying those for a long time, and I know there's 100 ways to do it. I'm an electromechanical technician at nights.
Okay. So what are some of the free energy devices you have as a creation?
Something with magnets and coils and all. There's a bunch of ways to do it.
I'm quite many of them. I've done many private sessions with many private inventors over the years. Okay.
I understand. What was your question?
So your particular style is magnets and coils.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you put together any?
Kind of, but I need some other shapes I got to make.
Like what?
For the steel part, I have this this magnetic powder. Well, these things I can crush and make into any shape I want, but I haven't done that yet. This special special transformer material that'll go in higher frequencies.
I understand that. I understand that. All right. So this is just me putting together a mash of your own energies. So is there a way to mix what you know from coil and magnets onto a bicycle frame that's human powered that can charge something to give power assisted to the drive, even if it's not power?
Sure. I've thought of that before too, but it just goes out into too many permutations. So I have to get the machine first and then decide how to make the energy off it.
So why don't you just work with a trike idea, okay, that allows you 3 wheels of motion to draw power from, as well as the pedal itself. Stick with that idea, and short term, you just got to build something. Even if it doesn't work the way you want in 2 or 3 months from now, just finish it. And at the end of it, you're going to move creative energies through you that are going to open up some new ideas for you. Now, you also talked about writing. What kind of writing did you want to do?
About how everything works, how healing. I heal myself, and I hear people talk about healing, and so I have my own concise method that I would write and put out and explain.
Okay. Are you familiar with pulsed electromagnetic field therapy?
Yeah, and Rife and a lot of yeah.
So what if you were to make?
I don't know if you.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Dr. Sue Morter.
Yes, I have.
She's an energy. She works with energy and heals a lot of people. Helps people learn how to do it too. I couldn't find anybody who knew what I was talking about as far as this ecstatic energies that have been working in me until I heard her, and she's the only one I know. I've found who makes videos and talks about it and knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, so blissful ecstatic energy is the greatest healing state one can get to. The default thing we have for human beings to get there is sexuality and humor.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah, and you got to bring it way up.
Right. Yeah. The other forms of it are a very learned and earned experience. All right. So again, I'm going to mash an energy together. Could you build something that is a pedal-powered pulsed electromagnetic field therapy device?
Sure.
Build one for the sole purpose of building it to prove that to yourself that you could, and you've now made a human-powered self-healing device. Okay? It's just to prove to you you can do it, because that will move the next set of ideas into you. How do you write about these things? Okay? Writing about building your own, educating a person on the building process. Okay? Creating the scientific words that take pulse electromagnetic field, then applied self-motivational energies to them, reaching the ecstatic state through self-powering your own healing devices. So you're taking the experiment of the building, adding it to the writing, and creating from that the journey to self-healing through mechanics. Okay?
Okay.
That applies all of your different side things that you want and helps you build something that's you could offer to others. Okay? As a build-it-yourself model. Pulsed electromagnetic field there does work. There's all the proven science behind it. You just need to grab the right citations from the right manuals, FDA is approved, et cetera, and go, all right, here is a way to human power this device, combined with these other techniques of positive mental reinforcement, faith, ecstatic energy and awareness, et cetera. And that's your form of helping the world.
Okay. Can you tell me?
Go ahead.
Can you tell me anything about these energies? Where they come from, or you know, am I connected to others in this, or everyone?
You do have off-world beings that are helping you. One of them actually is in a spaceship right on the far side of the moon right now, and he's been communicating with you since you were about 10. He has been an influencing factor for you to comprehend electromagnetics, biomagnetics, electricity, electrical flow, and at points in time, he's trying to show you how to create hexagonal circuit boards that are 3 dimensions. Is any of that ringing a bell?
It just fires up my imagination.
So what would a hexagonal circuit board do compared to a flat circuit board?
Something like a star tetrahedron comes to mind. Circulate energy.
And create electromagnetic field that would make the device far more effective versus the flat energy, waste of energetic space. Using sacred geometry within the actual circuit board shape, so it's far more effective. Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. Now, are you familiar? You said you're familiar with the Rife devices?
Yep.
Have you ever tried to build your own?
No, I noticed there's you can buy them online for a few $100s, different kinds. And I read all about Rife. What?
Why not build it on your own? You have all the skills to do it.
I don't need it. But
no,
yeah,
you need it as a mad science object.
Okay.
Okay. You need to put together your mad science lab, and you need to have your mad science devices, because those are massive dopamine releases for you to amplify the greater perspective of how can I help people? How can I make things? How can I do something that will not only help and heal myself, but expand my mind and have the potential to do it to others, activating their internal geniuses through the projects and successes that you make.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me more about your life in general.
I was just thinking that I think I know how to fix money. That's way out there, though.
Tell me more about your life.
And government. I work nights, 410s every week. I travel around and to different sites and evaluate and train technicians and fix things when necessary. And I've been doing it.
Shops or stuff? What are you working at?
With third-party contractor to Amazon.
Okay.
For all their equipment.
Okay, and it's endless work for you?
Yeah. I work for a company that's a third-party contractor.
Yeah, it's an endless work for you.
Yeah.
What kind of vacation time do you get?
Like 60 hours, excuse me. I think it's 3-4 weeks a year.
What do you do with your vacation time?
I take days off. Sometimes take trips. A few states away. Or
okay. What do you do for entertainment?
Watch a lot of YouTubes.
That's education.
Yeah, education. I like to write and think and watch. And I ride bikes and work on my projects. Only I have so many that it's too many, so I'm spread around. That's part of the reason that I was asking.
You got too many projects and not a handful of projects that are helping you grow. And this is what I was in the beginning. You need those projects that help you grow and that you stick with. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, have you ever done any demonstrations of your projects?
Yeah.
Okay. What are those like?
The one bike I made several years ago. We made one and had a few people, close associates, try it, and the other guy who was helping me backing it, and I just did well. It went well. The thing worked well, except that it didn't work as well as it should have. So it needed to be adjusted. It wasn't a viable.
Okay.
It wasn't viable the way it was, but it went fine.
That was a prototype.
Yep.
Okay. Would you say you're good at prototyping?
Well, I had a machine shop helping.
Would you say you're good at prototyping, though?
Yeah.
Okay. If you were to get yourself a really high-quality lathe and a 3D printing machine, how would life be different for your mad science lab?
Well, I have a 3D printer, but it's only small plastic stuff. It's more than the lathe and mill thing for the that would help me to make precise parts that would make it right. It's hard to make it make it right out of whatever parts I can get.
You can get a CNC mill machine, though. They're not that expensive anymore.
Yeah, yeah. A few thousand can get a small one on a Granger. I know. I was just looking at that the other day.
As well as some of the lathes that they have for guns too.
Yeah, right.
Those are really cheap. Those are down at $600 now.
You seem to be guiding me in the mechanic path. But that is my background, electromechanical. Yeah.
The only reason that it's in the path is because it's your motivational path. Objects I've created, I've manifested from my mind and soul and made real here. And these objects have the power of infinite potential in them if you're able to finalize the prototype. You could beat infinite power if you finalize the prototype. You could create an inspirational device that provides infinite inspiration to others. You can create a healing device that will help others. You just have to make those machines, finalize them, and then put them to demonstration. Now, can you do this all via a book? The answer is yes. But you're the type of person who's been trained through life. Your hands are manifesting things. The tips of your fingers are not necessarily manifesting because the structure of building documents versus physical.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Different creations for you. All right.
Now I can hear you.
So what I was saying is you got to mix the two. The hands-on manifester and the tips of the finger typer have to come together as the greater genius that is you. It is the medium between the document creator and the hands-on manifester that the highest genius you can activate in you will be in you. It will be equal writing to physical creation versus all physical creation and then switching to all writing. You need the delicate balance of in between. There is where new neural pathways will be created for you, and your higher genius can step in and solve the philosophical, technical, and physics laws that you want to be able to break through typing versus making. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's the journey. You still need physical things to help motivate the typer side. Okay?
Okay, right.
So
okay.
build some small projects and go through the whole journey of prototyping with them.
Okay.
Have you have any experience with making guns or using and firing guns?
No, I have some good friends who like them, but I haven't made any. I haven't played with them that much. I tend to stay away from them because the vibration, I don't want to have one and be attracted to any situations where I'd have to use it,
Yeah, but you don't have to if it's not meant for that from the very beginning because it's a project and a prototype.
Okay.
Example, you could create your version of the ultimate survival gun that is meant to be strictly in a survival situation, and it's just a prototype. It's not something that's going to go around killing people and things, and it's going to have your vibration in it.
Yeah, something that's a tool besides maybe or something.
Cool, exactly. It's a hatchet, it's a gun, it's an all-in-one, it's the multi-tool of a gun. But you got to figure that out, all right? Okay.
I have to what?
Well, you'll have to figure that part out. How to delve into that particular subject matter. The reason I say is you've had many other lifetimes where you were an inventor, and one of those lifetimes you were one of those people that made Kentucky long rifles, the gun that won the Independence War of Independence. Okay, you hand built absolutely everything in those guns, and you made thousands of them over many lifetimes. many different guns, many different swords, daggers, shields, plates, armors. You've got hundreds of lifetimes where you're doing that. And venturing into some of those creations will expand your genius. Like learning how to create your own small axe, small sword, okay? Make that a creation and write about it, okay?
Okay.
Okay? Cooking
Very
equipment, how to make your own cast iron pan, okay?
okay.
Okay? Have you ever worked with RC parts, like remote controlled cars, airplanes, drones?
No, I haven't worked with them. I haven't played with them, but I know how they work.
Great thing for you to get into. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? Great thing for you to get into. They're fun. And that's something that you need. You drive out and drive your drone around for a while, or see if you can make the longest jumping RC car in the world. Okay?
All right.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? What are some of the other things you're interested in?
You just when you were talking, other idea popped up that I don't have all the ideas in my mind of what I'm thinking about it, but making something, another vehicle that you could fly, a vehicle like that. Excuse me.
Describe it.
The same way that I would break the human-powered vehicle speed record, I would apply that to making a machine that would fly.
Okay. Describe how it would work. What's the theory behind it?
Yeah, we're getting back off in the trikes. Because if you can lower the amount of friction enough, then all there is pushing the air in and out, and the lift factor. So I think I could make it work.
Hydrogen generators, HHO?
Excuse me?
Do you know about hydrogen generators, HHO?
Yeah, I had one on my truck for a while, but it was too small to make any difference.
Okay. You live in farm country?
Kind of, in between, in the burbs. Yeah, there's farms around.
Well, here's an idea for you. You could take an HH generator and make a remote site for powering farm equipment. Okay, that means the stuff that's on your truck can be mounted on a concrete block and put in the middle of a field nowhere, and they can run power anywhere.
Right.
Farmers die for shit like that.
Yep.
Okay? Right there is something you could put together in a handful of weeks and find a farmer that needs power in the 40-acre field half a mile from their house.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any experience with lasers?
No, not really. I mean, I know how they work. I've seen them, work on lots of YouTubes and stuff, and know the science behind them.
Do you think you could build one of your own?
Yeah.
Put it on the list. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So what?
Put it on the list.
Like I need more. Like I need more on my list. What's the first thing that's best as far as what would be best for everybody? What would be the best first thing to get done?
Bicycle-powered pulse electromagnetic field therapy device.
Okay.
That allows you to create a healing tool anybody can make, and you allow your writing self writing about it as the beginning journey of mastering the writing side of manifestation, so that the super genius in you can step in.
Okay.
You can apply that to any project, but healing's important for you, right?
Right.
Then start there. And if it's not that, find something, build your own self-powered Rife device. When you self-power a healing device, you bridge the gap of faith.
Right. Right.
Okay? It also provides the health from the exercise, too.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
There's so many connective tissues. The healing side and the self-powered side is, I've put my own energy into this device that is creating a field of healing energy around me. Right?
Yeah, that would be a wonderful thing.
Device that's powered.
Right. Beyond just me.
Right.
To amplify it.
Right, and show others how to build it as demonstration or as a project you create and build.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Just got an idea there. Thanks.
Now the next part is you have all these other projects. You got to put a bunch aside and pick 4 to work on. Okay. And after 4 months, pick another 4. Or stick with those 4 until they're done prototyping to the point you can't do it anymore, minus money, whatever is going to reason. Get those advanced. Purchase the equipment you need. Okay?
All right. Yep.
So many businesses are going out of business. You might be able to find a used CNC machine at fucking blowout prices.
That's true. Never looked for one.
Okay?
And
universe will provide for you. I can guarantee it. Okay? Because you've got the mind and the spirit working together. I feel it in you. Okay? And when the mind and spirit are working together, the heart will reach out to the universe and provide opportunity.
Side thing, this connection I thought I had with this woman, like a twin flame type of thing. Is that right, or is that kind of way off?
About her? Tell me some stuff about her.
Very unique mind. I don't want to go into it too much. Very unique mind.
What makes it unique?
The things she says and does. I'd rather not go into it anymore.
Okay. How old is she?
Early 50s.
Divorced?
Yeah.
Now, is she your twin flame? The answer is no.
Is there such a thing? Do I have one?
Unfortunately, the lightworker community has bastardized what the term twin flame actually means. You don't have one twin flame; you have thousands.
Okay, I felt a specific connection that I thought was her, but I still feel this connection sometimes, but I don't know who it is.
I'm not saying that she isn't connected. I'm saying she's not the twin flame.
Okay.
Meaning the unique signature frequency match for both of you simultaneously on both sides being signature frequency match. She isn't. There's a variety of traumas in her life and a variety of traumas in your life that won't make it work in where you are energetically both now.
Okay.
Now, there are things that both of you can do that can make it work and make it work very well, but there has to be a trust that is earned on both sides where you can speak about the traumas and healing journeys that you've been on without there being competition of who's better.
Yeah, and I have that, but I know that's very hard for her.
And it's hard for her too, which is why it won't work.
Is this yeah? So this connection I felt, I guess it's probably not to her. Then you have any clue, or is that
she has a creative mind, as a high probability of reactivating old geniuses in you you've forgotten about.
Okay.
And you the same thing for her. You would be great business partners if they had a business to work through. Okay? She's got a brain that can activate parts of you, and you got a brain that can activate parts of her, so that the genius comes out easy.
Do you think this connection I felt is that woman?
Yes, I do. Just not in a relationship, intimate situation.
Okay.
Okay? In the state that you're both in now. Mm-hmm. It can be earned, like I said before. The best way for you to, how do we activate each's inner genius?
Okay, I understand. I just wanted to get that kind of clear then, and the rest of the energy.
Let me ask you another question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you happy?
I try to be that way all the time. Yeah.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ecstatic most of the time. This started happening more intensely over a couple of years now. More
You
intensely.
need to direct this ecstatic energy into things. And it is a skill you will have to learn. Just like I talked about the balance between creating objects and typing, it has to be
Okay.
pulled into it with intention because it's
Okay.
new neural pathways you need to create.
That's probably the main thing I wanted to bring up. I couldn't figure it out till you just said it, is how to use this energy, and I have to put it into things.
Yes. Because
Oh,
those things have the harmonic resonance of it. And those objects will become super devices for you because of what you channeled into the creation, even if the creation is imperfect. It will store that ecstatic energy and motivate you to the next level of super genius.
yeah, thanks. That sounds that just opened up a avenue I hadn't looked at before.
Okay? I saw your body reaction to it. That's awesome. That's above the head and everything.
Is there any other ways to use this energy that you could I'm trying to learn all about it because I came upon it myself. I wasn't taught it.
The answer is yeah. But again, it's going to open you up to doing a lot more things. And you have this concept in you, you have too many projects. I don't think you have too many projects. You are just not learned enough to put the ecstatic energy into them. Something you
Okay.
should absolutely is going into optics, telescopes, and cameras.
Okay.
Okay? Why? Because it gets you out of the house and starts making you film shit. Yeah?
Yeah.
The learning of it. Okay? Which activates more brain cells and neural pathways you haven't used before. Channeling that ecstatic energy is the skill you're learning. Whatever the byproduct of being put into is benefit for you.
Okay. Channeling, right.
Okay? Learning the many
Right.
different ways, channeling it into the project itself.
Or anything, huh?
No
Yeah.
projects. Okay? Projects can be writing, projects could be reading, projects can be building, projects can be relationships, all sorts of things can be projects. Your inner brain is your own project management software. And right now, your project management software isn't putting the great essence of the vibration into its subject matter. And you got to take that essence of vibration of ecstatic energy and learn to focus it into the screwing of the screwdriver, the contemplating of the machine, too.
Yeah. Yeah. You just
All
open up that idea in me.
right. Right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
All right,
you.
brother. I'll let you go. Great talking to you.
Thanks. Thank you for taking the call.
You're welcome, man. It's fun to talk to you. Give us a call
Thank
back
you.
in a couple months. Tell us where you're at.
All right. Thank you. I enjoy your shows.
Thanks a lot. All right, Joel, let's call it an end to the show. If people are interested in having a private session with me, you go to my website, andrewbartzis.com. We have the boot camp level 1 and level 2 already. For those of you who are ready to get your journey started, hit the QR code in the top left corner. All right, Joel, take